I'm here.
What's going on, Broken Army? And I'm back. Been a while. Had some stuff to do, as usual, right? But anyway, guys, behold, this is the day that the Lord hath made, and we shall rejoice and be glad in it. Guys, I always say, get out here with nature. Activate that melanin. Get some oxygen. There's nothing like nature. All right, note to self, cut that part out because we got to look tough out here. Anyway, all right, guys, we're back. As I was saying, get out in nature. Now I was around Hoodoo Central, and I'm just walking around and looking for plants that I can use for workings, both for myself and for you guys. And I'm looking for teachable moments. Oh, but before we get into the reasoning, this is my potato bucket. I decided to try to grow some potatoes in a 5-gallon bucket. I saw like some videos on YouTube. And guess what? I'm digging in my bucket. Let me show you guys. So I planted my seed potatoes and I was digging down in my bucket. Where'd it go? Look. I don't know if y'all can see. Look at that. A tater. That's a big tater too. Cover him back up. All right, keep on growing, taters. Keep on growing. And what I have next to my tater bucket is my tater patch. Those are my sweet taters, which we all know sweet potatoes are not actual potatoes. They're like tubers, roots. They're in the same family as John the Conqueror root. John the Conqueror is Ipomea jalapa. Sweet potatoes are something. Y'all look it up. But anyway, so I walk around, I look for things, and I saw something that was pretty cool. I'm going to take you guys over, and let's take a look at it. This is what I wanted to show you guys. Not my banana plant. Yeah, your boy's growing bananas now. But this thing right here, which I know you got, Prophet, you showing us a weed. Yes, it is a weed. But it's a weed called fleabane. Okay? You can look it up. And I mean, it grows along the side of the road. It grows everywhere down here. It's called fleabane because a lot of times back in the day, people would grind up the leaves and mix it with the bedding of livestock, and it was said to do away with fleas. But I'm about to show you what we can do with it in hoodoo. Let's get inside and get out of some of this nature. All right, guys, so we are inside. I love living out here in the country, but whew, sometimes the nature just gets to be a little bit too much. That's something I learned. There's a difference between the South and the country. And I've always been proudly Southern, and I thought I was a country boy until I actually moved to the country. You want to see how country are? Come out to the country. It will show you a thing or two, let me tell y'all. But same thing about spirituality. You may think you spiritual until you get into spirituality and start doing spiritual things. And before I give you guys this working with the fleabane or the flea's bane, I want to talk to y'all a little bit about that very thing, getting into spirituality and what magic really is. Because I think if you guys understood what magic really is, then you may understand why some of your workings work very well and why some of them just do not work at all. But before we do that, let's thank all the people for the donations. You guys are amazing, and I could not do this without you. So let's take a minute and thank them. Okay, now that we got that out the way, now that we got that out the way, just kidding, y'all are amazing. Thank you. Whether you donate or not, you guys are amazing. But What magic really is very, very simple. It is a means to restore the balance. I know some of you are like, the balance of what? The balance of life, the balance of the universe. The natural order of everything is to be in balance, predator to prey, positive to negative. I mean, even our bodies, when we are out of balance, that's sickness. When we're out of balance. And magic is a way to restore the balance. That's it. That's all you're doing. Now, what does a doctor do? A doctor restores the balance by curing sickness. And I know a lot of you are like, well, a doctor makes you well again. Right. He makes you well by putting some things back in order that may have gotten out of whack. As a spiritualist, that is what you're doing. That's why they would call them root doctors. Some people use the term witch doctor, which I hate, hoodoo doctor, whatever, because you're restoring the balance. How does a doctor heal you? Well, first, a doctor diagnoses what the issue is, not the symptoms, but the actual illness. And that's where a lot of people get mixed up. They're treating the symptoms, but not the underlying illness. I just burped just then, my bad, y'all. So when we're doing workings, we need to use divination, do a reading, and try to find out what the actual illness is and treat that. Some of you, when you learn about this stuff, about whatever it means, and you learn different workings, and you just throw everything you've got at the symptom, but you don't treat the illness. If you have ever done a working, you like, it kind of worked a little bit, or you do a working and you're like, it worked, but the results didn't last, it's because you treated the symptom and not the real illness that is causing the imbalance. See, it's like my cough here. I can take cough syrup all day, but if I don't treat the actual problem, like whatever, the allergies, whatever, if I don't treat that, then the cough is going to go away. When the medicine wears off, it's going to come back. Same thing with your love spells. Do a working, the person comes back, but if you don't treat the underlying issue, then they're going to go off again. Same thing with your money. You do a money spell, money comes, then you broke again. You treated the symptom, but not the actual illness. You did not restore balance. And it's hard, especially in today's time, guys. It is hard because no one wants to be held accountable for anything. And this may hurt some feelings, but in order to be an effective root worker, spell worker, magician, witch, whatever you want to call yourself, it is going to take some really deep introspection if you are doing work for yourself. You can do all the love spells you want, but if you aren't being honest with yourself and saying, I can't keep saying I'm running into, y'all love using the term narcissists or gaslighters or whatever. What am I doing to keep ending up with this type of individual? Because sometimes y'all date the same person over and over again. They're just in different bodies, but it's the same person. What do I need to do? For instance, when I have clients that I treat the illness, and a lot of y'all know, because I'll tell you, you want a love spell? Fine. But don't keep blowing up this person's text messages. Just stop. Okay? If you want love, be somebody lovable. Doggone it. That's going to make some people mad. Same thing with money spells. You can't keep on wanting to draw money to you just so you can go trick off in the club. All right? You're going to keep being broke. You have to work on that. So what are some workings that you can do in a situation like those two examples? If your love spells are not holding, look at yourself. Maybe you need to do like some head cleansing so that, you can be more trusting. I know you've been cheated on and lied to in the past, but every person is a blank slate and you can't carry that stuff over. So maybe you need to do like a cut and clear on yourself, treat that problem so that when that love spell brings that person to you, you're not following them around, you're not going through their phone, you're actually trusting a little bit and you're making both of you more happy. In the money situation, while you're doing that that spell to draw money. Maybe you should do another working to keep money, because the true measure of wealth is not just how much money you make, but it's how much you keep. It's how much you keep. Excuse me. The balance. Huh? Huh? See? So when you're doing your workings, guys, look deeper. Don't just pick the money drawing candle and sprinkle it with money drawing herbs that you read in a book somewhere. Really dig deeper. Look and ask yourself, what is the illness? Before I treat this symptom, what is the illness? And then work on that, and then you'll get quicker and longer lasting, if not staying, results. All right? Now that's something that I put in like one of the classes in the intro to Hoodoo kits. Thank you to everyone who bought one. They are in the mail. And I've got a few left if y'all want to get in on it. Oh, and guys, if some of you are having a hard time, I'm talking to the people with the kits. If some of you are having a hard time getting to your classes or locating and these are just the introductory classes. I told y'all they're going to be, more downloads. But if you're having a hard time getting to them, here's a hint. I already gave you the key. That's your hint. All right? Happy hunting. Yeah, because I want to make y'all look for the classes. Oh, and by the way, read the letter in the kit first. I texted all y'all that, but listen, read the letter in the kit first. Let's get into this flea bane working. So I harvested a little bit of the flea bane. Now a lot of you are gonna be like, Prophet, that's wild tarragon. They look similar, but this is flea bane, not tarragon. Tarragon is some tasty stuff if you cook with it. But with that being said, we spoke briefly outside about how fleabane was said to get rid of fleas that would plague like livestock, like horses, goats, sheep, stuff like that. Well, it also spiritually was used to get rid of spiritual fleas, spiritual gnats, those nagging, pestering little things or people that we often, what boy? Go drink some water, it's hot out there. That we often accompany in life. Now, it can be used for people. You can take the leaves of fleabane, just pick off, a little bit goes a long way. Y'all want some? Send me $10, I'll send y'all some. But you can take the leaves, wrap them in a bundle around a picture of somebody that you don't like. They're not harming you, they're just really annoying. And then burn it under a black candle. The person will leave you alone. Sorry, I'm just thinking about, gosh, I got people, I need to go out there and do this myself, which I will once I'm done. I never give y'all something that I don't do myself. But anyway, I digress. You can also, you ever have like an issue with, say, your money, because fleabane is good for money in this instance, where it's like you can't get ahead. It's not like you're not making money, you are. But you can't save for the stuff you want because those pesky bills. And even when, and we've all had this happen, even when you make a little bit and you're like, you know what, man, I'm going to the club. Your brakes on your car go out. So there goes that nagging little mess. And you've done your cleanses. You're like, you know what, I just want a little bit of breathing room. Fleabane is good for that. It's good for clearing away those little nasties that I call them. And it's the same thing, but what you would do is take your money candle, take your fleabane, some fleabane, take a dollar bill. You'd wrap it and tape it. Pray the 23rd Psalm, and then go about business as usual. That's one of those that you just set and forget. Set it and forget it. What's going to happen is you'll find that when you get a little bit ahead, you'll be able to stay ahead. You won't have your transmission fall out. A limb won't fall on your roof. You know, all these little happenstances that are not the result of someone spiritually working on you. They're not the result of it just happens. Guys, not everything is spiritual. Sometimes life just happens. And fleabane will help some of that life to happen to somebody else. Now, if y'all want to be a little bit dirty, just a little bit, right? Just a wee bit. What you can do is, I don't know why am I telling y'all? Because y'all messy. What you can do is you can take the fleabane, cleanse yourself with it by just, brushing it lightly down your body. It is taking the little nasties, the spiritual fleas off of you. Now go drop this with somebody else. Let all the stuff that was plaguing you, here, just go give it to them. Go give it to them. That's only if you want to. The funny thing about restoring the balance, guys, is this, which I touched on it in the kids, is people who are too far to one side will always be messed up. People who all they do is want to hex somebody, you done tip the scales the wrong way. Something's gonna happen. It's not karma. It is unbalancing a perfect equation. The creator put this down here, and the equation was perfect, but we through free will sometimes unbalance it. If all you're doing is hexing people, well, somebody's, and it always happens. A lot of times, eventually it's going to come to the point, someone that you hate the worst, and you're going to try to hex them, and they're going to get blessed beyond measure. It's going to tick you off. They're going to win the lottery or something. Why? Because you've been putting all this hexing, this negativity out there. Well, the equation has to balance itself. And it's going to balance itself. And next thing you know, somebody you hate going to get blessed beyond measure. Same thing for these so-called light workers. You want to be a lily white worker and be out here blessing everybody, and there's nothing wrong. Have a kind heart. But eventually, the equation has to be balanced. And here comes some negativity. And nothing is backfiring. It's just stuff has to equal back out. So, we are all part creator and part destroyer. All right? We're all part healer, and we're all part of the illness. Be balanced, folks. Be balanced. Live life. Man, thank y'all so much for watching this. Y'all always rock hard with me, and I appreciate it. Feel free to hit that like button. Hit that bell so you know whenever I'm dropping a new video. And appreciate them donations. Run them. Profit out.